I've just created a new Instagram page, which I'm trying to use to write more. So I'm trying to post a new sort of short piece of Instagram length writing every day. It's called @DanielPiperWords. Don't all follow it now. It's going really well. There's already 1,000 people that I am following. So things are going pretty well. I'm going to read one of them to you, just to sort of give you an idea, and if you like it, you can follow it. This is called Information. I read an interview in which Ed Sheeran revealed that he does not own a mobile phone. Although I thought little of it at the time, the information slowly began to affect my daily life. I couldn't look at my own phone without thinking Ed Sheeran doesn't have one of these. I couldn't make a call without thinking Ed Sheeran can't do this. I knew something was wrong with me when the royal engagement was announced. While everyone else was either excited or indignant, all I could think about was whether anybody had told Ed Sheeran. Yeah. Now, there's another reason why I've asked you to follow that, and that is because in the bio of that Instagram page, what's the handle again? Can anyone remember? Daniel Piper Words. That's one more follower. So yeah, it's in the bio there is a link, and that link is to a crowdfunder, and that crowdfunder is for my first book, which is a book of comedy short stories, poems, and plays. And if I can hit the target in 3 months, when it started about 2 weeks ago, so 2.5 months from now, it will be published and it will be in bookshops and things like that. So just think of it as like a sort of Christmas present for both me and you, if you pledge for that. So yeah, follow @DanielPiperWords and click the link and pledge for it, and that'll be really lovely. I'm going to do one more, and it's a very serious poem about some of the things I've been through. I think us poets, we like to talk about the things we've been through, and we've generally been through a lot. So this is called Scars on My Body, brackets, Scars on My Brain. It's about the things I've survived. My survival started on the day that I was born. You see, I was born 5 weeks premature. All the other mothers who were on the ward were told to come and look at me because I was so small. I was tiny. Like a baby, but like a really, really, really small baby. So small that my mum had to dress me in doll's clothes. But I survived. Yeah, I survived. My first day at school, it wasn't very fun. I asked Mrs. Dixon to wipe my bum. I thought it was normal, but it's not. Year 2 PE, in the school hall, Mrs. Manning lines us all up against the wall. She says, I want to see you all do a forward roll, but I couldn't do forward rolls. I said I couldn't do it, but she wasn't having that. When it got to my turn, she made me walk up to the mat. I gave it a go, but on my face I fell flat. They all laughed, but I survived. Scars on my body, scars on my brain. Those ones are emotional, but they cause the most pain. Very upset when I started big school. All the other boys were into football. I pretended I was too, to try and seem cool, but then I got asked who my favourite player was, and I said Tim Henman. I got my first girlfriend in year 8. I met her on MSN, asked her out on a date. We went to the cinema to see The Day After Tomorrow, and then the day after that, I got dumped. I had my first fight with a boy called Matt Ford. He pushed me really hard into an interactive whiteboard. It messed with the projection, it wouldn't turn on, and I got detention. It wasn't my fault! Scars on my body, scars on my brain. Those ones are emotional, but they cause the most pain. I went to Morocco, had a traditional massage. I thought it'd be relaxing, but it was actually really harsh. The masseuse had this glove that was made of Velcro. It made me cry. I went to Barcelona, swimming in the sea, when a fucking jellyfish decides to sting me. I ran into a bar, I asked what to do. He pointed at my arm, he said, you need to do a wee. So I ran into the toilet, I weed all over my arm. I really soiled it, all over my arm. And then when I came out afterwards and said, have I done the right thing? They were all standing there in a huddle and laughing. And I said, well, what? And they said, you could have just used vinegar. And if I'm ever brave enough to read this poem out live, I hope I do it justice and I make people cry, make them think, fair enough, he's had a bad time. I'm glad I'm not him. Because I've been through a lot of trouble, I've been through a lot of strife, I've seen a lot of shit in my life, but I get knocked down, I get up again. I stand up tall, 5'8.5", and I survive. I survive. Thank you so much, cheers. You're in for a great night, so let's hear it for Word Up. Thank you.